When we're discussing things like, oh, what do the audience expect, or what do they want? There's something in me that says I don't care. It's not up to them. It's not up to them. I'll do exactly what I want, and that then you come. And, if you didn't like it, I don't care. Don't come and see me again. Don't ever come and see me again.
I think as long as
because I just don't want to be judged. I really don't want to be judged.
Well, every year I get rid of 10 or 20%, and I add, and so it's every 5 years or 4 years. I don't really keep track of it.
Right.
But I do feel like there are those core things. But you don't work like that. You like to create a show, and that's the show.
I like a whole.
But those 200 shows you do, what did you say, 200 or 600?
About 200.
Okay, so by the end of that, that's an act.
That's an act, and that's ready for HBO if they want it. And bye.
But you must be coming up with stuff all the time, and so you gradually evolve the act. You do new stuff.
So I like to keep evolving it. Like Jack Welch ran GE. Every year he fired the bottom 10%.
Right.
That's the way
What's
I do
your
it.
oldest stuff? How old is your oldest stuff? Like, is it like sourdough bread that there's always a piece from?
10 years.
10 years?
Yeah. I've been doing Suction Grade 10 years.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I grew up Woody Allen, Prince. I like short geniuses. Every year Woody Allen has a new movie. Every year Prince has a new album.
Right.
There's
well, that's why I look at it like you're
you're
writing a book.
And that's the way I look at it. Like,
but Jerry's point is that
stuff.
when you go and see Prince, you want to see his greatest hits, not his new album you haven't heard.
No, not necessarily.
I want to see both.
Not necessarily.
I want to see both. But I think if you leave out...
Maybe today I want to see the hits, but there was a moment there there was a 20-year period in Prince's career where I just wanted the new shit. I couldn't wait for this.
Well, what I always think is that if people come and see you, because I have an ongoing relationship with my audience, I think, and a lot of people come back to see me. If somebody sees you on TV doing a special and they see the stuff they love, and then they come see you live and they see it live, they'll actually be happy.
Right.
But they won't come back again. They'll go, I know what that guy does. If they come and see you live after the special and it's completely different.
Yeah, I don't know where
that's another argument Chris and I have had. Are they coming to see you or are they coming to see the act?
They're coming to see you.
Well,
they're absolutely coming to see you.
Of course, but this level, of course they are. They're not coming to discuss the evolution of the comedy. They're coming to see Jerry Seinfeld, aren't they? It's an event.
Yeah, but I think Louis is right. If they see the exact same thing, then they won't come back again.
Those people will not come again.
Yeah.
But
also the challenge of that, of like, there's a huge amount of pressure. People are coming, they paid a lot of money, they had to park, and they got in a fight with their date or whatever it is. So there is a lot of, there's a huge challenge in not having your old act. But I think you rise to the occasion. And you don't rise to the occasion if you don't put the void there.
Right.
If you take away your old material from yourself, like one thing I started doing when I was developing Hours is I'd take my closing bit and I'd open with it.
Right.
Just to fuck myself. Just
right,
because then I have to follow my strongest bit.
That's how he got good. You see this attitude?
My closing bit
with tough guy.
I've been watching him.
Yeah.
Well, because then the end of your act cauterizes it. It gets stronger just because because you don't have a choice. You know what I mean?
Cauterizes.
So that's why I started doing that. You get rid of all your best weapons, and you have to, or else you're dead.
But don't you think sometimes
it brings something out
when
of
we're discussing things like, oh, what do the audience expect, or what do they want? There's something in me that says I don't care. It's not up to them. It's not up to them. I'll do exactly what I want, and that then you come. And, if you didn't like it, I don't care. Don't come and see me again. Don't ever come and see me again.
I think as long as
because I just don't want to be judged. I really don't want to be judged.
Well, then you're in the wrong business
I
completely.
never wanted to
what do you mean, though? Why?
You're going up there to be judged. No one is more judged in civilized society than a stand-up comedian. Every 12 seconds you're rated.
Yeah,
that's right.
But that's the feedback. That's what it gives you. They laugh or they don't. What I mean is, I'm not entering a competition. I'm not entering a popularity contest.
You are in a competition.
No, I think Ricky's got the right attitude as long as it works. In other words,
it seems to be.
In other words, he doesn't care, and that's funny to people, and that's making them laugh. So it's okay.
Artistically, you're not entering a competition. You're absolutely right, and you should write for yourself. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But when you play Radio City Music Hall or Madison Square Garden or whatever, you're competing with Led Zeppelin that was there the night before, or Prince, or whatever.
You're competing with something.
You're competing with...
To sell those tickets. You have to get to a level to sell a certain number of tickets.
Every room you're in, you're competing with the people that played that room, and you have to be at least as good as the other people
What
that
I
played
mean
that
is,
room.
what
Yeah,
I mean
but
is,
Ricky's-
I don't
How's
change
that?
anything that I wouldn't want to do or has ever done to find an audience. I do what I do, and somewhere in the world, there's enough people that want to come and fill that venue.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right. It's like Darwinist, really, because you have your thing that you do, and then people flock to it. And if you don't, if they don't, and then you
Exactly.
die.
Remember the first time you met another kid that was funny?
Yeah.
That was a big
That
deal.
was just so
That was
exciting.
a big deal.
I was in
Yeah.
3rd grade, and I met a kid that was funny. And
What was
man,
his name? Do you remember?
Jimmy Tenney.
Jimmy Tenney.
And we started making each other laugh. Mm-hmm. I mean, you remember kids that were like really funny, funnier than you?
Oh, way funnier.
And then you go off and you make this whole career out of it, and they're going, fuck, I could have
Yeah.
done that.
Well, there's guys that beat Jordan in basketball.
But I assume
They're out there.
you were always
I beat
funny,
him.
weren't you?
Kick
I mean,
his
I was always
I
trying
thought
to be
everybody
funny.
was funny. I only, like you said, I only hung out with the funny kids.
Yeah, but my family were funny, all the friends, but that was the important thing.
Yeah,
Where I
yeah,
grew up,
right.
once you'd paid your way, the point was to have a laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And that was usually, ribbing people, sort
I
of
ran
play
into
fighting.
one of my. There was a kid named Colin Ryan I went to junior high school with, and my first day of junior high school, it's a very scary step from
Yeah.
elementary school. From being like eating a lunch with a milk in the class, and then you're taking a shower with a bunch of kids. Like first day of junior high school, and I'm in the shower and I'm terrified and I don't know anybody. And then this kid next to me he just points and shows me that he's peeing on the kid next to him, who has no idea, who's just
Wow.
showering. He's peeing all over him, and I just died laughing. And he made me laugh that way a million times. And then I went to my high school reunion, and he was just kind of depressed-looking guy now.
Right.
And I told him that story, and I could see that the glimmer was a little faded. But then he said, somewhere that kid is walking around, still doesn't know I peed on him. I don't know what he does for a living, but
He
it's not
pees on
comedy.
people still.
Still pees on
Louis C.K. said this was really funny. Is it funny? It's not funny now.